Hello, everyone. I'm delighted to welcome to our podcast, The Path of Personality, our guest, AKSANA YUKHNO. I'm extremely happy right now. I've been really looking forward to this podcast. We've tried to arrange this, so many times to meet and record this podcast. Oksana is a professional athlete, a bodybuilder, and she has very serious accolades in this particular discipline. I'm going to say it now, and if I make any mistakes, please correct me. The champion of the Republic of Belarus, the European champion, the champion of the world, and a medalist at the Arnold Classic, William Bonac, the champion.
Indeed.
The absolute champion of the Chicago Pro.
Yes, a champion.
What else did we forget?
New York Pro.
Bucharest Profit Parade. Well, basically, she's the winner of many professional tournaments. No, a multiple and two-time participant in Mr. Olympia.
Which is important.
Yes.
In short, folks, we have a very serious athlete here in the studio, right across from me. Today we'll trace her personal path. Oksana, tell us, how did it all begin? How did you get into bodybuilding? What exactly was the reason that made you consider a bodybuilder's career? Let's go through it step by step. I'll probably ask some guiding questions to make it easier for you to orient yourself.
This is the very beginning, when you first came to be involved with this.
It all really began for me when I was 27, back in 2017. How did I actually end up getting into bodybuilding? You see, before that, I had worked for 9 years in the police force. Yes, it began with patrol and guard service, then OMON, and later a special escort unit. Basically, yes. Then I had a special unit, like 7, you could say. And the undercover, you track them. I don't know what we call it. An operative search squad. There.
Well, essentially, this is what I have.
The power has changed a little, let's say. And somehow that police romance is already gone.
Someone had a criminals, you had a cops.
Yes. And a girl, a former colleague of mine from Oman, we had a women's platoon, and she was also into boxing. She's a truly formidable athlete. Well, basically, she resigned from the police. Went to work at a club in Minsk called World of Fitness. The list shit, it was a really, really high-end club, and only high-class people went there, and she was like, why the hell do you need the police? Let's give it a try. Don't you want to go?
Fitness?
Not fitness, but for reception or security, because after Oman, well, okay, I'm thinking, damn, imagine that, right? To work so many years with police and legal education, well, to put it simply, to quit into nothing, and something just clicked, and I was like, okay.
I will work out.
Yeah. And as employees, we were allowed to train for free in this gym. Anyway, I just came to the gym, and there was this coach, the head coach of the club. He said, and I hadn't really worked out before. Is that such cool genetics you have? You must have been doing something? Yeah? Never. I mean, I was flexing my leg. You saw my legs, my quads? She was already taken aback. Well, there wasn't a ton of muscle, but the separation...
No training, it was what it was.
Yes, he was like, you should try bodybuilding. I didn't even know such a sport existed. I knew Schwarzenegger, but not that he was a bodybuilder. I just knew he was the Terminator. Well, that's it, yeah. And I was like, a spark ignited, and I thought, why not? Let's give it a try. And so I did. Just 2 months of preparation, and I became the champion of Belarus. At that point, my ambitions really started to grow.
No way.
I was thinking to myself, damn, well, okay. And my coach told me, let's try the European Championship. Why not?
And who's your first coach?
There was a couple, Tatiana Belovinskaya and Alexander Kharitonov.
Here.
And actually, I'm going to the European Championship, to my very first international tournament. So I have...
Second start, global tournament.
And boom, I win the European title.
Anyway,
You just burst right in.
Yes. 3 months after the European Championship, I went to Arnold. And I took third place. And just 2 months later, that same year, I went to the World Championship and I won it.
It's unbelievable.
Yes, just incredible.
To win Belarus on the first attempt. Skeptics would say, what's so special about Belarus?
Yes.
The population isn't large, etc.
And many here.
On Europe, I mean, forgive me, but at Arnold's, the prizes are a serious level.
By then, I had essentially become the first Belarusian to win both Europe and the world. I mean, these are really impressive accolades. No one in our federation's history had achieved such results before. So I had pretty much won everything there was in this federation.
Amateur.
For amateurs, that's the limit, you know, expectations keep rising. So I thought to myself, okay. And I made up my mind that I went on to compete further there, where I also secured some places, like second, third, and even became a champion.
But the ultimate goal was Olympia. Well, that's truly the highest level. Why do I even need this? And that's essentially it. I'm starting everything from scratch, moving into MPC, and you're already beginning all over again.
Now I'm going to the William Panak Classic. Bob, what city was it in? Holland, Amsterdam. Yes, it's his personal tournament. But to win a pro card, you must win the overall, yes, championship, your height class, and then among all. And this is generally, in principle, the first such experience in another federation. Completely different requirements for categories and other conditions. And essentially, I'm doing something impossible again. I arrive at the tournament, and essentially I win my height class. I win the overall among some truly amazing girls. You know, such highly motivated WMPS athletes. That's it. A pro card from the first tournament, just like that. And essentially, my journey in the pro league begins. My first professional start, you know, was a bit of a mess because you had just entered this professional path and you don't really know what it's like. In pictures, they're one thing, but in life, they're another. But my very first competition was the Romania Muscle Fest show, Team Garden production. What was my placement outside the top 10? To be honest, I don't quite recall. But in any case, my physique was pretty impressive. But I understood that I was still quite small compared to the other girls on stage. I'm leaving after this tournament for about 6 months to prepare. And my next pro tournament, I go to Poland for the Poland Pro Festival tournament and take second place. The second most disappointing place, you know, better than to be last than second because, well, in 2 months I thought, no way, and my coach already told me, you need to rest. Well, you know.
And did the same coach also leave you then?
No, another Kirill Tambovtsev.
Aha. When exactly did he become your coach?
I guess when
He became my coach when I finished my amateur career. At first, they didn't really want me to go pro at all. Like, Chef, where are you? Where's America? That's unrealistic. Olympia? Well, what are you talking about? Oksana, what Olympia? No one tells me I can't. Alright, I've started working with him. He's a very highly competent specialist, and he just said, go ahead, okay? And essentially, within just a couple of months of working, we ended up winning. But the way, I was his first protege to win a pro card. So, from my second, or rather third pro tournament, a year after getting my pro card, I traveled from Poland to Hungary. I'll win the pro event and qualify for my first Olympics. And I was actually the first in the history of Belarus to ever
qualified for Olympia.
A pro card, and on Olympus, no one ever in our history.
So, it seems, at the present moment, or rather even back then, you're the most decorated.
No one else from here has been to Olympia.
Only women or men?
Generally, out of everyone, yes. No one ever makes it to Mr. Olympia.
That's crazy.
Yes, so I'm quite unique.
Anyway, well, what's the point, by the way? Our federation didn't even congratulate them. Now, well, that's a different league. As usual.
Just the usual story. We've seen this.
Alright, so that's it. I'm actually heading to my very first Olympics. Back then, COVID was still a major issue. I remember there were just so many problems getting the visa, but I did get it. I'm telling you, my story is absolutely incredible. How did I manage to get it? Just two weeks before Olympia, I finally got my visa. I had 4 postponements before that, all because of COVID.
But I found one.
Got in Poland?
In Switzerland, in Bern.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and so I finally get my visa, and then I arrive at my very first Olympics. Everything was absolutely great, just fantastic. But I quickly realized that there were some absolute prodigies there, and that I still needed to grow much more because, as it turned out, the judging criteria for tournaments in Europe and in America are absolutely two different things, completely different things altogether. Oh man, seriously.
So, the Olympia judges are different judges.
In Europe, they prefer girls who are drier, more defined, right? No, pure quality. At Olympia, they're full and well developed. Even now, to this day, no, Europe and America have absolutely different criteria for some reason, even though it's supposedly one league, and that's it. And after Olympia, I return and start working with a different coach.
At this moment, right? And why?
So after Olympia, did you draw conclusions? Something you didn't like?
No, it was fine. You know Michael Skripnik, right? You know him. And he's like, Kshuka, just try it. An American guy giving advice to a Belarusian, who would have thought? I looked at his, let's say, transformations. And, you still realize at some point that with a specific specialist, you achieve absolutely everything, right? It's one thing to qualify for Olympia and quite another to prepare someone for Olympia, right? It's somewhat different.
So you mean with that coach, what was his name again?
Kirill.
Kirill, last name.
Tambovtsev. So you with him, your cooperation, you, it turns out, got the very most from him.
Even to this day, he's still coaching some really impressive athletes, but at the time, I understood that I wanted something like the next level, you know?
Did the coach you picked, the one Misha suggested, already have Olympians?
No, he didn't have Olympians, but his approach, his level of knowledge impressed me so much that I realized I had to try.
And who's this coach?
Viktor Renyak.
Renak?
Yes, Viktor Renyak.
A few words about your current coach, I gather.
I believe he's the best of the best coach in the whole world. Just a small digression. I've tried, so to speak, training under top Olympic coaches.
Like what?
This is all fucking bullshit. There's a guy named Shelby. There were, let's say, attempts to help with protocols from other coaches. I won't name names, very good ones, right? Well, I don't know. This is an approach, as I would say, pardon my language, but fuck it.
Cliched, so.
It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. If we're talking about Vitya, it's so incredibly personalized for everyone. That's why he doesn't take on too many athletes, because it's genuinely very challenging when you simply devote so much time to each individual. And, just after working with him for even a month, I already saw such a transformation.
He's focused on quality.
Oh man, and most importantly, for health. It's not about getting in shape just for the sake of it, for 5 minutes on stage. He advocates for longevity in sports. You know I'm always more or less in shape, right? I look like I'm ready for the stage in 2 or 3 weeks. And my health is absolutely fine, knock on wood. So, a person works with you like a strategist for the long term, and your health is their top priority, not just, I want this specific shape, or that's all. Afterwards, athletes spend 2 years recovering, and it's not even guaranteed they'll fully recover. And then I will show you the photographs. In just 5 months, for Olympia, my first New York pro, we made such a transformation. It's like two completely different people.
I remember you in these pics.
It's just working with a coach who not only restored my health during this period, but we also gained and shredded to such quality, and I entered my first American tournament and made it into the top 6. Well, that's like mega cool. At the New York Pro, just so you know, it's a very big tournament.
I've seen this tournament from you.
Yes. Well, as a matter of fact, then there were a couple more tournaments.
After Vitya?
Well, we've been working with him continuously, and we still are to this very day. And we still do to this day. Then let's say there was a not very successful season. It happened that I came to America and stayed, so to speak, emigrated, right? I wasn't really focused on tournaments.
So just to keep the chronology in order, you competed at Olympia and then returned to Belarus?
Yes.
Then you prepared yourself there and went to New York Pro. After the New York Pro, did you return to Belarus or stay?
Yes, I'll be back.
You returned to Belarus, then you're moving to America.
I'm heading to the Texas Pro Tournament.
Texas Pro.
And I stay in America.
And you stay, and it turns out it was right after Texas Pro that we met.
Yes, we actually met before the Texas Pro. I was still planning to go to it. Yeah, I had already been given your contact details, and we got in touch. I told you I was heading to the tournament, and then I'd fly to Miami, and you helped me out there. We corresponded, I think, at the end of July, as I clearly remember now. But I only flew to Miami in November.
Oh, yes. Could you tell me about those particular moments concerning your relocation? What exactly was challenging for you, physically, psychologically, and financially during the move itself and that initial, let's say, first month of living here? So you flew in, you landed in Miami.
What do you think?
Well, let's start with the fact that when I flew to America, and generally my first Olympia, when I was flying to my very first Olympia, I encountered some problems with the law. It wasn't because I'm some kind of criminal, no. It's just how things are here. You understand, right? Anyway, I actually received a package, yes, with growth hormone.
And with a single jar of oxandrolone. I received it from Ukraine, just, quite simply. So they opened a criminal case, almost for smuggling and everything else. Well, customs called me. Are you expecting a package? Yes, I am. What's inside? Well, this and that. Well, what did I have to hide? I'm the one who's supposed to receive it, but the truth is no one really cares about it. They've already opened the case, they've initiated it, and... Actually, it could have been closed at the inquiry stage, but it went straight to court.
Initially, in court, they basically dropped all the charges against me. You understand? The accusation, I mean. But I was on my way to the Olympia competition, or rather the preparation for the Olympia was ongoing. I was actually out on bail at the time because a serious criminal case was in progress. But in the end, I was fully acquitted. Everything turned out fine.
What was the maximum penalty you faced if found guilty?
Ultimately, everything was excused and all's well.
And as I was boarding for Las Vegas for my first Olympia, my lawyer calls and says, here's the thing, blah, blah, blah. We have no acquittal practice in Belarus. When you arrive in Vegas, we'll have a retrial. And there was a retrial with retroactive dates. And they give me 2 years imprisonment with a 3-year suspended sentence, meaning you just report in. 3 years, twice a week or twice a month, I don't remember anymore. But thank God I was still allowed to travel and I could go to tournaments. However, I couldn't leave the country for more than 2 weeks. So for 2 weeks, please go, but you must return.
That's the story, everyone.
And so in the end, when I was traveling to America for my very first tournament, I honestly didn't even know at that point whether I would be able to stay because I was currently serving a suspended sentence. And if I hadn't returned within the deadline, well, that would have been the end of me.
What if, for example, I was deported from America or something like that happened, they'd immediately lock me up because I'd violated the terms of my sentence, right? But it turned out that I thought, okay, I'll just stay here. What else could I do? There were no other options for me. And I was fortunate.
She called me. We had applied for amnesty. It's not amnesty, it's more like a pardon, yes. And in fact, the president himself personally signed my pardon. All charges against me were dropped. Everything's okay. I'm like, whoa, that's it. We're staying in America. Happy. I understand that I owe nothing to anyone in Belarus.
So, the leader pardoned you?
Pardoned.
So, do you perform under the flag of Belarus?
Now I have a green card, and in fact, I put down America.
So it's under American influence then. Understood. Will Batka be offended by this? I think he doesn't even know that I'm performing here. I think he has many other worries and problems. Well, an interesting story, of course. No criminality.
No criminality. No, and like no one is safe from prison or a mental hospital. It's the same here, completely by chance. No, you're not breaking the law, everything's fine, and then suddenly, bam, you're not hiding from anyone, you pay your taxes, and then you get a call. Well, yeah, okay, sort of. You weren't running from anyone, but things like that happen. But ignorance of the law doesn't free us from responsibility, right?
Of course, yes. So the package, once it crosses the border, you can consider it already contraband.
Well, that's also a pretty standard practice for us. So, here you are in Miami. Tell me all about it.
All right, so here I am in Miami. Thank you so much. And a special shout out to Vita, who really helped me out in the very beginning because I arrived here, I don't know, probably with just $100 in my pocket. Everything was incredibly difficult, not exactly bright and rosy. Well, of course, the palm trees, the sunshine, everything was absolutely wonderful. But there were problems with employment and with finding new clients, yes. However, that didn't deter me. Then another friend of mine, Stas, came along, you know. We had originally lived together, but circumstances led to me having to move out for personal reasons. And to him too, I owe a very special thanks for many, many moments. He helped, you could say, in a lot of ways as well. And so, despite the fact that I had no money, no job, I decided to prepare for the next New York Pro. So I prepare, and once again, I make it into the top 6. And then it turns out that I return to the New York Pro, and I'm left without a place to live, completely. Without any money, without a home, without anything at all, without a car, just, you know, like a homeless person. And actually I found not so much an opportunity, but well, like a kind of dwelling, and I start living in the gym, in the fitness area, in the coach's room. It's just a tiny coach's room, can you imagine, right? Where there's...
You worked in this hall, didn't you?
Yes.
The hall's name?
Play area.
Playground. And you were allowed to take a load off there for the time being?
Yeah, live in the staff room, please.
Absolutely, no conditions whatsoever. But at least there was a bed. I lived there, listen, for a hell of a long time, probably more than half a year. I don't even recall now. Yes, it was really bad. And during that time, I was also preparing for competitions that will be here on November 15th, and I'm entering the top 4. I had no conditions at all, but I... like a step away from 3rd place. Yes, despite those really tough times, I even slept in my car sometimes, had no money for food, and the gym boss, well, he'd feed me chicken breast, you know. Well, life wasn't exactly comfortable, let's put it that way, right? And you can imagine what life in the gym was like, right? Oh, it was hell. You wouldn't wish that on anyone. But despite all that, I still managed to keep in shape, prepare, and presented a good physique, even making it into the top at a truly major competition. And that's it. And the next season is already here, Olympia. A top 3 finish at the New York Pro, Chicago Pro, the next win, and then Olympia.
Chicago Pro, among pros, no absolute, just categories.
Right away, professionals, that already implies it completely. So everyone's already out, all the different heights, only pros are competing, all of them, all professionals, everyone wants to reach Olympia.
You qualified for Chicago, for Olympia, and that's it. So you go to Olympia after that, right? After Chicago, you took a break from competing.
But in fact, year's time, there was barely any time left until Olympia. Just 2 weeks for a mini recovery, and then, oh, that was it, Olympia prep began. There was only a 2.5 month difference, so there wasn't much time to rest.
Understood. All right then, tell me about Olympia.
How did everything go this year?
Actually, this year I'm really extremely well. I'm feeling quite disappointed, let's just say that, shall we? It's perfectly clear to me that I understand how the rules of the game are actually structured, you know, in this particular business. I don't wear rose-tinted glasses. I understand that you have to play by their rules, but still, you know, there's some hope that if you get in great shape now, you'll make it into the top 3. Well, it's clear that any athlete, but alas, form doesn't decide absolutely everything. And slightly different factors decide, and once again, probably the scales fall from your eyes, and you think, damn, you know, after all that time and effort you put in, you really try to impress with some form to create a wow effect, but in reality, nobody gives a damn about it, nobody needs it. Well, in my opinion, in my view, the judging is absolutely the same across all categories. You know, if you look at and analyze the top 5, they've been the same for 5 years. They just swap places among themselves. Well, that's essentially all I can tell you about Olympia, but okay. I think just to stand on this stage is super cool. You just realize that once you've reached such a level, you need to work not only in the gym, right, to build your physique, but also a bit in other areas.
All right, regarding other directions, we'll definitely discuss those with you very, very soon. But I wanted to ask you who exactly helped you with your preparation for this Olympia, who guided you through your strength training, or did you manage it all completely by yourself? Is your coach still Viktor, by the way? And who assisted you with your posing routines? Also, in which gyms did you do all your training?
Victor, but that's how it turned out. I was lucky I met Kai Green, was in April at the gym. I just walked up, saw him there. Like, damn, it's Kai Green, I have to get a photo. I walk up and say, can I get a photo with you? He's like, yes, of course.
Like, we took a picture, and it just so happened that on that day I was training legs, and he was there with his other sparring partner, the one he had before, also training legs.
And he watched and watched, then he came over. Damn, he said, oh, holy crap, you're really crushing it. He just said it in English, but the meaning is the same, right?
So he was quite impressed and said, no, I'd really like to train with you sometime, if that's at all possible. I replied, absolutely, we can do that.
I'll think about it. No, I don't think so.
And that's all. And we come to an agreement. We're training our legs.
Is it in Redcon?
This is Wolf Gym from Bukharaton. And since that day, we've been training together almost every day.
Since April?
Yes. I became something like a sparring partner. He became a master and a teacher for me in many aspects.
As a senior colleague?
Yes, I've learned a great deal, I must say. Even the very fact that he trains alongside me, well, it's quite clear that for him these workouts are just like super easy, right? Just for fun. But the very fact of how much information he conveys, yes, even generally, when I started training with him, I really became more motivated. You know, my fire burned even brighter. Firstly, because he instilled some confidence in me and faith, yes, that I am truly worthy of becoming an Olympia champion. If not this year, then next, you have every opportunity. He helped me and to this day helps with posing. This week I'm doing I think I'm doing a guest posing. It's my first time doing this. I won't be doing the 4 mandatory poses, but actual posing like Kai Green did. For now,
In essence,
it's not exactly like Cal Green's, but for a first attempt, I believe it will be pretty decent.
Getting a number ready?
Yes.
So, like choreography?
Yes.
Got it.
Well, generally speaking, also he was also helping me out. It's understandable since my coach back in Belarus is an online coach, and Kai was my eyes on the ground here, right? He was overseeing my form, my posing, and my training sessions. Well, yes, that's pretty much it. That was probably the most crucial support I had, my coach and Kai Green.
It's a certain level, I'd say. But your networking with each passing year, with each passing month, is growing steadily, one way or another. Your opportunities for maneuvering are definitely increasing. I think that your future results will be even more impressive.
I sincerely hope so. We will work on it.
Considering all your experience and all the ups and downs of your journey, your ambitions haven't dropped, they're even bigger, as I understand, right? You're motivated to the max.
You know, every fall, damn it, it just fuels my anger and gives me even more motivation, right? You know, many people, when they win something, they relax. After Chicago, of course, I didn't relax a damn bit. But it's not victories that motivate me. It's actually the losses. Like, damn. The last one, for example.
Yep.
I'll show you everything. And for me, it's truly, well, first place, of course, it motivates me personally. Never lets me relax, but I don't have that. Like, oh, everything was judged unfairly. That's it. I'm done. I won't do this anymore. For example, no money. That's it. Life is crap. No way. I have a goal, and I know I'll achieve it sooner or later. So, I'll see Tashi at the very least, I will be standing in the top 3 on Olympus. You know, it's only a matter of time. I know this for a fact. I can see it from my current form and the form of my competitors. Everything is truly possible. That's why I believe I am one of the most promising participants to enter this new top 3, you know, the one that has been established there for years. Just a little more to refine some aspects of my form, because in fact I'm still a rookie on the pro stage.
There are women, excuse me, who've been on Olympus for 10, 15 years. And I'm essentially a rookie. What? I've been in the Pro League for 3 years. That's nothing, absolutely nothing. People for years, you know.
Yet, you've already won a couple tournaments, and you twice.
Yes, on U.S. soil.
Twice in 3 years at Olympus.
Here.
I think this is, I'm already getting goosebumps from the very first year being in the Pro League to get a pro card and immediately
the qualification for Olympia. And I consider that to be really great. And it's clear that there's still much more to work on. The form naturally also needs to be polished up a bit more so that there's absolutely nothing to find fault with. And that's all. Then you can compete only at the highest level. Also, just a quick digression here. You know, many people go to these, what I call joke tournaments, where only a handful of competitors show up and they're like, oh, I won the qualification. If you follow my tournaments, I only go to big ones. New York, Texas, Chicago, that's it. I'd rather compete in 2 or 3 a year. But it's just insane, where 50 fierce-driven girls compete. These are the biggest tournaments. Take New York along with Chicago. It's third after Arnold in importance.
Well, essentially speaking,
Yes.
our 2 most prestigious tournaments are Olympia and Arnold, and the 3 after that are Chicago, New York, and Tampa.
Yes. And my policy is this. I'd rather stand, even if it's for 10th place, but with the best, the top athletes. Because all the Olympia's best come to these tournaments. And by standing with them, you understand what direction you need to take, rather than going to some godforsaken town where there are only a few nobodies.
I'll win, and then what will I do?
For me, towards me, this is not the value of this victory, because I want to stand with the best. And when you win against the best, that's the true level. Well, that's why, essentially, I only choose major tournaments. And I consider that, even before this, I had 2 New Yorks, a top 6 finish, and the third New York, a top 3 finish. That's just incredible, because truly, as I keep repeating, the very best athletes are competing there.
So Arnold, it turns out he was performing over in Europe.
Uh-huh.
Arnold in America, in Columbus, by invitation, I believe, right?
What's required to get an invitation? To place top 10 at Olympia?
Listen, yeah, and you can also just write, and if they consider you worthy, they will invite you. So I want to write to them. I hope I'll be invited.
That's what I asked. Go to Arnold?
I really want to, yes. I think we'll go. Yes.
Excellent.
We're on it.
We certainly hope so, yes. We hope that everything will work out for us. Why do I say us? Because we have some very pleasant news for you. Oksana and I have, for quite some time now, entered into a collaboration. Our subscribers know me and my work, as I'm the director of Sibearianfit Club and head coach. And based on our club, 38 world champions in 5 sports have been trained. And having lived here for 4 years already, with the 5th one soon to begin in the United States for 2 of those years, I've been contemplating the idea of getting involved in managerial and producing activities for athletes, both young men and young women from the CIS region. And after we talked about this, and I shared my thoughts with Oksana, we came to a mutual understanding that for some time now I've been her manager. I don't get involved in coaching activities. She has her own coach. I am specifically engaged in managerial and producing activities.
By promotion.
Yes, by promoting her on social media platforms. Essentially, it's about developing her personal brand. We will be working on increasing her public awareness, creating new content, and attempting to secure contracts with various brands. She will also become an ambassador for my own sports nutrition brand, which we have only just recently begun to produce. That is why, in this particular context, I am using the pronoun we. That's it. And I sincerely hope that this collaboration will not only bring us a certain, let's say, will significantly raise our standards to a new level, but also allow us to earn our well-deserved fame and a substantial amount of money.
Yes, so I am absolutely confident that everything will succeed. We simply possess a multitude of brilliant ideas, and soon you will witness numerous fascinating projects. Therefore, in the very near future, just keep a close watch and...
The work is already underway, the work has already begun. If you don't see us on social media, showing that we're working on this, we are working...
strongly.
But we are certainly going to continue sharing with our valued audience an ever-growing amount of engaging content so that you will always have a much deeper interest and we can truly gain significant recognition within this particular industry. Therefore, when I speak about tournaments, I say we, and that means I'll be traveling as her manager to all her competitions where she performs. This includes Arnold, Olympia, and any other pro tournaments she desires, including guest posings we already have this Saturday, right?
This Saturday.
Tell me, what event is on Saturday?
So this is the IFBB Pro Grand Prix show, a professional tournament. Team Guardian Productions, the promoter, is very well known and highly respected by those who follow the sport. Essentially, on the first day, IFBB Pro athletes will be competing. This serves as a direct qualification for the Olympia. And then on the following day, it's the amateur competitors.
And so here I am performing as an opening act before professional athletes with a guest posing at this show, at this event.
I'll say again, a great promoter, great organizers. This show is truly
Of a good scale, let's put it that way, right? Especially considering that in Florida, they only hold them twice a year. So right now, I'm in October, and then through March, and then through May. So it's quite a large show, a national one, right? There's qualification for Olympia, and the very next day, a national qualification. What they call it for amateurs, honestly, I couldn't tell you.
Selection for the U.S. tournament.
Something like that, yes, with the goal of eventually getting a pro card. So everything here also just proceeds in a step-by-step manner. And this is genuinely a really fantastic qualifying tournament. There are a tremendous number of participants. And that's precisely the reason why we will be there.
Yes, Roxana is getting ready, perfecting her form. We relaxed a bit after Olympia, ate well, recovered. But this made the workouts more productive. The pump is insane, right?
crazy.
Only time for sleep is left to set aside.
We have a problem with this, yes. Well, as is always the case.
Yes, and so after this guest appearance, let's take a moment to briefly discuss our future plans. What do you have next?
Continue.
I am planning after the guest appearance in 2.5 weeks. Once again, Team Garden Production, the show's promoter here in Florida. Atlantic Coast Pro Show, also a big major competition, a qualification for the Olympia that year. That's where I placed 4th. There were like probably around 30 people competing in my category. Well, that's a lot, and all those girls were fierce.
I'm feeling really charged up. It's a major show and I'm planning to perform in it.
So with this we'll probably wrap up the season, because I'm already planning for next year. May, New York, Pittsburgh again, all this, Naporish, all major events. And perhaps if I get a special invitation for the Arnold, and of course I'd like to compete again at Chicago, Tampa and Olympia. So those are the plans.
Why did I mention these tournaments? I only pick big ones, don't need others.
Tell me, this second tournament in Florida, does it qualify for the Olympics?
Olympia.
If you compete in it and win, then that's it. You've earned your qualification.
Got it, but it doesn't matter what I told you.
Still perform?
I'll keep speaking, yes.
Right on each listed?
On each one listed, yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
I'm getting cash for the trip.
Excellent. This is really good.
Well, that's quite a bit. So, what are our plans looking like? Chicago is all set. New York is all set. Arnold is Columbus. 1 guest appearance and 1 tournament right here. What else have we not covered yet?
Tampa, Chicago, but then again, and it's possible there will be other guest appearances, perhaps Dubai or even Europe. But that, once again, is something that happens as it comes, meaning you don't know the full calendar in advance, because it's still... The calendar for the other shows isn't ready. It's usually published around the end of December, right? But the major tournaments I listed, they still happen every year. The others are hit or miss. Some aren't there, but the big ones always remain. Just the dates might shift a bit, but I know they will happen. But the rest, yes, we'll see as it unfolds.
So then, while the information about the recent Olympia is still fresh, tell us a few words about each of our guys from the CIS, from Russia, from Ukraine.
Who else qualified this year, and how do you think they performed? Let's start, I guess, with our comrade, Kirill Khudaev.
Yes. You see, I'm even getting goosebumps from this. But Kirill, he's just something truly incredible. I'm friends with Kirill. I saw him personally the day before the show and then on stage actually. I have to say that his form, his condition was simply out of this world. You know, like a man without skin. The quality was just incredible. I haven't seen anything like it in a very long time. I was completely shocked that he was called for the third call-out, not even the second. I firmly believed that it would be top 10. I was sure. I want to specifically mention his freestyle program. For me, it's art. He's awesome in every single way, and I just know how much he dedicates to his preparation. This man truly loves what he does, right? This is what he lives for, and most likely this is the best form he's ever had in his career.
Otherwise, it wouldn't be worth the effort of going out.
But what do you think?
We're not judges.
What do you think he didn't have enough of?
I equate media presence with fame.
Ultimately, yes, first and foremost, okay?
Yes.
So who was the next one to perform there? A girl I heard from Moldova, she actually won something. I remember her last name. No, I don't.
This is the top 5, I think, actually.
I don't remember the girl's last name, though, but she really caused a stir. She really caused a stir.
Yes, but I think she won New York, if I'm not mistaken, or was second. Anyway, she won Miami Pro. She performs quite well in her category, in the Pro League, quite successfully. So she's always among the top.
Another guy from Ukraine performed with Kirill.
Was he at Olympia?
I forget. No, wait.
No, he didn't compete. He competed with Kirill at Texas Pro.
Second did.
Second, and for the next tournament, he went and already won qualification there for 2026.
Wait,
A boy from Ukraine.
So, who else at Olympia?
Liza Kazanina?
Liza Kazanina, her coach is...
Wellness, yes.
Her coach is our Danik.
Yes, Danil. Danil. His last name I always seem to forget. Tatarachuk.
Yes, Danik, hello.
Danil just...
It's just Danik, so that's it.
Yes. A couple of words about Liza. She's an absolutely gorgeous girl. I mean, we should begin by mentioning that she won
2 quals.
the 2 qualification there, Chicago Pro and Tampa Pro, and most importantly, Chicago Pro was her first professional tournament in her life.
And a quick success.
And an immediate win. Then 2 weeks later, she goes to Tampa and wins again. For me, she's the future star of wellness. Danik and I were just talking about this very topic. What did she lack? Why did she only place 11th? I, of course, predicted she would at least make it into the top 5. But Danik sent me some collages, and it's clear, yes, I mean...
Where is it lacking?
But I can definitely tell you that this particular season...
It's brilliant.
Maximum 2 years, and she'll be at the very top at Olympia. She won't just be in the top. She will simply cause a huge stir. And those girls who are in the top 3... she'll damn really get on their nerves, won't she?
But yes, we must give credit to Danil Arsenyev for his approach, no matter how much people criticized him and so on. All these angles, amplitudes, trajectories, peak contractions, and all sorts of other topics, nuances in exercises. No matter what anyone says, it truly delivers results. Pause. We all train together sometimes, and we are constantly communicating. Pause. And Liza Kazanina is completely Danik's student. Pause. That is from the very beginning, right up until this very moment.
And Daniel, it turns out, joined this category of coaches who train pro athletes, Olympia participants. That's a high level.
And so, as the saying goes, we congratulate them on that. The season was truly brilliant for both the athlete and the coach. So what's the latest from Vitaly Ugolnikov?
Yes, he currently competes for Brazil, but that's not the point. To me, he's truly unique. Again, I think that in season 2, he's still just a new face. This is his first Olympia. He placed 7th, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I don't recall from 8th.
Can't recall, but he's top 10.
And I can say that, in my opinion, he is the most aesthetic bodybuilder. Has incredible size. His legs are just pure beauty. He's put together really, really well, like some kind of alien. And yes, compared to the top 5, maybe he lacks some density, which is built up over years. But then again, he's a young athlete. He's only, as they say, just begun his path. Let's put it that way, right? And I believe he'll also be top 3 at Olympia in season 2, but I would really like to believe that. And I hope so, because his media presence is quite good. I believe that...
He has a large fan base in Brazil.
Yes, I very sincerely hope and truly believe that in a couple of years, if my health allows everything to go well, the Olympia champion, Mr. Olympia, because I haven't seen other genetic talents like him to this day.
As far as I've heard from podcasts of our colleagues in the field, his achievement, the fact that he reached this position, is almost one of the highest in the entire history of the Soviet Union and the CIS, if you don't count Dennis Wolf. But he's a US citizen, even though he was born in Kyrgyzstan. However, we still consider him one of our own.
Indeed, indeed.
Well, so Vitaly, it turns out, regardless of all conditions, is a genetic marvel and gets his job done.
And may God give him good health, because, you know, sport is like that, right?
So, who'd we forget?
Valeria Court.
She performed so well. What place?
In a bikini, I'm guessing she was probably among the very last ones in the final positions. But
Just a few words, you know?
you saw her form, it was really impressive. Total respect. She's in simply amazing dry shape all year round. It's just wow. She knows very well this isn't a bikini physique, but she doesn't give a damn. She chose to look exactly how she wants, and in fact she has a huge fan base. Yes, she just stepped on stage and enjoys it. Yes, she's super mega dry, incredibly shredded. I mean, I don't know. Perhaps even for her physique, for my specific category, she's super mega dry. But she absolutely loves it. She's truly enjoying herself. And I give her immense, like truly massive respect that she genuinely just stays in such incredible shape all year round. Only a select few can achieve that.
Overall, our guys did great. Yes, everyone there missed the top 10, except for Vitaly. But next year we are going to be even stronger. We will show them our bodybuilding.
Correct.
All right, let's talk a little bit about your ambitions. So the ultimate goal for us, and I'm speaking about the long game here, the final objective is to be at least an Olympia medalist. That's the absolute minimum. Just off the top of your head, how do you assess your current strength? Of course, this is an equation with a very large number of variables. But perhaps you have some intuitive understanding, considering the fact that you've already competed at Olympia twice, and seeing all the competitors, the judging and the other crucial aspects. So how do you envision, how long do you think it will be until you can finally place in the top spots?
I think next year is top 5.
Another year, top 3.
For the next 2 years.
Yes.
Well, I hope that's how it will be.
It will.
All right, well, essentially that's everything we wanted to tell you. We've introduced you to our special guest. Now she is a legionnaire of Sibearianfit.
Oh yes, the water has spilled from this little depression. It's simply too hot in here.
All right, we're going to get to work. Our, as we like to call it, Sibearianfit gang is already international. We're operating from 2 continents now, so make sure you follow us. We'll be striving to create new champions and working hard to produce engaging content to keep you interested. And write in the comments your remarks, wishes, and so on. What do you generally want to point out on this topic?
Thanks, everyone.
That's all, guys. Bye. Thanks for listening.